All right. First and foremost, I'm going to start off by saying, Call Allah Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakal Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS who rule well and who taught me this truth. And salutations to you sincere Akim out there listening, learning, and pushing this truth. And it's going to be probably a little long video. I want to take my time and get into this, man. I got a couple videos, couple scriptures lined up. Lord willing, it's edifying. I'm entitled this, It Ain't Looking Too Good, Esau. So, with that being said, let's jump straight into the scriptures. Like I said, I'm entitled this video, It's Not Looking Too Good, Esau. And I'm gonna start with Revelations chapter 17, verse 1. And it says, And there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither. I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk of Salakia, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have made drunk with wine of her fornication. And that's talking about, America, ultimately. That's the great whore that sitteth upon many waters, all right? Which is the Roman, which is the beast. It goes deeper than that. It's the beast. NATO and the EU, and which is the Roman Empire. The revival of the Roman Empire. But anyway, I don't want to go too deep into that right now. I want to stay on topic. That's a whole nother going into that. But America is that whore that sitteth upon many waters. Okay, which is Babylon the Great, Assyria, and whatnot in the scriptures. All right, but I'll come back to Revelation, but let's start off with this video here. All right, this is Chris Coons, President Donald Trump using the same that's supposed to be North Korea playbook with Iran. This is off the Morning Joe. All right, let's jump straight into this.
I withdrew the United States from the horrible, one-sided Iran nuclear deal.
The United States, like I said, is that whore that we just read about in Revelations. Okay?
And Iran is not the same country anymore. That I can say. And we'll see what happens. But we're ready to make a real deal, not the deal that was done by the previous administration, which was a disaster.
That was President Trump speaking to a veterans group, the VFW, yesterday in Kansas City. He now seems open to cutting a deal with Iran just days after the all-caps Twitter threat to that regime. Joining us now from Capitol.
So if you hear what he just said, he's ready to cut a deal after he just, we know he like to do them late night tweets, right? Remember he went off on Iran. I just want to get this scripture right quick. This is James chapter 1 verse 8. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. And Trump is definitely a double-minded man. And he is unstable in all his ways. Okay? Anyway, let's jump back straight into the video. Try to keep it moving because I got a lot of stuff lined up. Bear with me.
Hill, member of the Foreign Relations and Judiciary Committees, Democratic Senator Chris Coons of Delaware. Senator, good morning. It's always good to see you. The argument seems to be at this point this morning from the White House that the president was sort of softening the ground with that all-caps tweet to set up a negotiation or a deal. Are you convinced by that argument?
Willie, I'm not convinced. This seems to be the same playbook the president followed over several months with Kim Jong-un of North Korea, where he threatened. And
that's some emotional faggot stuff, man. Type it in all caps. You're supposed to be the president of the so-called free world, man. All right? Jump back into Revelations. Like I said, Revelations 17 and 1. And there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, and I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. And that's what I'm about to reveal, show you guys, man. Her judgment, man. This place is through. You're done, Esau. Damn, homie, what happened to you?
Threatened some sort of aggressive all-out nuclear war on Twitter and was increasingly abusive of Kim Jong-un, then did a 180-degree turn, had a handshake photo op summit in Singapore a month ago, which has so far produced no significant outcomes. My concern is that he'll do this.
Wow. Photo ops.
Same, that he has now very briefly tweeted one all-caps threat at President Rouhani of the Iranian Islamic Republic and will now declare himself capable of concocting some better deal. The Iran nuclear agreement, which took years to put together and relied upon our European allies and China and Russia, isn't something you can replace with just a few tweets and a handshake photo op.
So on both a personal and a professional level, as a United States Senator, when you see a tweet like that one from the president threatening Iran in all caps come across the transom, what's your reaction to it?
I shake my head. I'm concerned. I frankly think we're losing credibility internationally.
Wow.
The more times, the more ways that our president conducts something like diplomacy on Twitter in a way that seems unrelated to the actual reality on the ground, I think it undermines our credibility. His statement at the rally in Kansas City that Iran is now a totally different country is just obviously untrue.
Wow, he's a liar.
Senator Noah is now a totally different country. The actual reality on the ground conducts something like diplomacy, credibility internationally. The more times, the more ways that our president conducts something like diplomacy on Twitter in a way that seems unrelated to the actual reality on the ground.
He's in La La Land, man. This guy's a liar, man. This guy is unstable. He's just a bug out, man. Lord willing, he is that guy we at war, man. We at the trade wars. This place is through, man. We at war. They're not officially saying it, but I'm telling you, we are at war. You're gonna see. This place is done, man.
I think it undermines our credibility. His statement at the rally in Kansas City that Iran is now a totally different country is just obviously untrue.
Senator Noah Rothman from Commentary Magazine. Turning really briefly to domestic politics, you recently criticized the left flank of the Democratic Party, saying...
All right, I don't want to hear that politics bullshit. But anyway, what else did I have? I had something else lined up. Oh, yeah, beautiful. It's just Psalms 55, verse 21. It says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Because like I said, that's what we're in war times, man. You know, it's all this peace. It ain't no peace, man. Everybody's about war, man. But I want you to hear the full thing of this full rhetoric from the Trump speech. I don't really care about all that politics, but let's just hear what he had to say. All right, and then I got jump back into the scriptures. Matter of fact, I'm gonna let you hear what's going on with the UN. But let's hear what he says first.
I withdrew the United States from the horrible, one-sided Iran nuclear deal. And Iran is not the same country anymore. That I can say. And we'll see what happens. But we're ready to make a real deal, not the deal that was done by the previous administration, which was a disaster. What the European Union is doing to us is incredible. How bad? They made 151.
The European Union is NATO. That's the beast, man. That's all and that's Satan divided against itself, man. How can the kingdom stand? That the beast, man, that's 10 toes, you know? They're divided. That's how you know we're at the end of this thing. We're almost out of here, man.
$1 billion last year, our trade deficit. They made 151. Us is incredible. The European Union is doing to us is what the European Union is doing to us is incredible. How bad? They made $151 billion last year, our trade deficit with the European Union. They sound nice, but they're rough. They're all coming in to see me tomorrow. I said,
damn, Esau. See his words, man. War, man. He's a gangster. That, like North Korea said, he is a gangster, man. And it's about that bread, man. Let me jump off of this and jump into the other video, and then I jump into the scriptures, man. It's about that bread, man. This is why I wanted to do. This is from today. This is why I wanted to do the video. I put a couple things together so y'all can see this. No, I don't want to pay for no damn YouTube. UN running out of cash urges members to pay up. Okay, that's from today, July 28th, 2018. All right, off of RT News. I'm gonna let this whole thing play, man. This is why I did the video.
The UN Secretary General has raised the alarm over a major shortfall in the organization's budget. Antonio Guterres has sent a letter to member states urging them to pay up.
We're running out of cash sooner and staying in the red longer, caused primarily by the delayed contributions of member states to the regular budget.
This is the UN now. Like I said, that beast, NATO. You know, they're all together, man. You know, not all the countries are in that are in NATO or in the UN or whatever, in the EU or whatever, but you know, more than likely they are. You know, more of them are together than not. You know what I'm saying? They're all together. That's the beast. That's the, you know, that makes up the whore. That's what the whore rides upon. That's his system. You know, the Roman Empire. That's their, like, they spread that democracy, that bullshit, that federal banking system. Okay, that's how they rule the world. It's through the UN, NATO, and the EU. The beast, the whore. Okay. And like I said, that's what Trump is. That's why he's so unstable, man. The economy's fucked up, man. The dollar's about to crash, and like I said, they're gonna push that chip. They're gonna push that chip. Everybody's pushing towards Russia and China, and Russia and China is with Iran. Saudi Arabia is with America, and that's what you see. All the sides everybody's, you know, rallying for sides. Watch history. This is what happened between in World War I, World War II. You know, the second war is past. The third war comes quickly. World War III. Okay, we in them times, man. It's war times, man. It says we are running out of cash sooner, and this is Antonio Guterres, UN Secretary General. It says we are running out of cash sooner and staying in the red longer, caused primarily by the delayed contributions of member states to the regular budget, meaning they ain't paying up, man.
This new cash shortfall is unlike those we have experienced.
This new cash fall is unlike those we have experienced previously. So it's not like before. So y'all motherfuckers be saying stuff like, you know, oh, it was always war, and it was war back in the 90s, and it's always the Cold War. No, it's different. Time is different, man. It's not the same. It's different, man. It's a bubble that's about to be popped. You know. Anyway, I'll let you hear what they gotta say. They're gonna break it down.
And I can speak now to Stefan Dujarric, who's spokesperson for the UN Secretary General. Very good evening, Stefan. Thanks for coming on to speak to us. This shortfall we're talking about, how serious is it for the organization?
Well, it's serious, and it's of concern to the Secretary General. This is not new. Every year we go through periods where we're running low on cash, and that's really due to the fact that different countries pay at different times due to their budgetary cycles.
That's normal. That's normal. Yes, but keep going.
This year, however, we are running out. We're running low on cash earlier than sooner, and we're staying in the red longer. So the Secretary General wrote to member states asking those who haven't paid to pay their dues in
and that's
full.
what Trump keeps saying, which he's not wrong. He's not wrong. He's saying that if we're gonna be, because America, that's why America's so strong, is because their military might. Okay, so if he's saying if we're basically we the muscle, man, y'all gotta pay. You want protection from Russia and from China and from Iran and all this stuff, you gotta pay us, man. And that ties in with the petrodollar and all that stuff, man. But I'm not that. That's a whole nother topic. The petro yuan. Look up all that stuff, man. Look. These are the time. This is war, man. Trade. It starts with the trade wars, and it's gonna the money lead to real war. You start messing with somebody's money, it's gonna get real.
Countries that have
It is turning real.
that have done so, but obviously we're waiting for the other 81. We would like for them to pay their budget.
Salakia, let me back.
You said it's a normal state of affairs for them.
81 done so, but obviously pay their dues in full. Move to member states, asking those who haven't paid to pay their dues in full. We have about 112 countries that have done so, but obviously we're waiting for the other 81. We would like for them to pay their budget.
A lot of countries that ain't paid.
You said it's a normal state of affairs for them to be delayed in making the payment. Is it unusual, though, for the Secretary General to have to contact them and remind them?
Yeah, this dude made a public. That's another thing, man. Damn, that's embarrassing. Damn, it ain't looking too good for you, Esau. You gotta go make a public. You gotta shake niggas down in public. God damn, it ain't looking good for you, Esau.
It's been done before.
That's embarrassing. You're looking
the Secretary
thirsty,
General
like a
took
thirsty
the
thought.
step of writing to staff members as well to make sure everybody understood and everybody understood what the situation was. As I said, this is an increasingly worrying trend. You know, we don't work like a government. We don't have the ability to control our income flow and expenditures as well as governments. So the member states set a budget, but then we have to wait for them to actually pay the cash for us to actually go through and implement and pay for the expenses of that budget.
Do you have any idea why things are taking longer this time round?
Because they I know why. He don't know. I know why. Because everybody's turning on you, Esau. Anyway, I'm gonna jump into the scriptures. Enough of that. All right. Where do I want to start at? I don't want to read this. Let me see. I wanna. Salakia, bear with me. I don't wanna. We'll get straight to the point, man. Get straight to the point. Let me get straight to the point. It says, matter of fact, I start at verse 12. Revelation 17 and 12. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as 1 hour with the beast. And like I said, that's that NATO, that's the UN, that's EU, more or less. Okay? It says, these have one mind and shall give power and strength unto the beast, that great whore. Like I said, the whore, because this is still Revelations, okay? This is the context. This is what the theme is, okay? The main theme is this. It told you in the first verse. It says, "Come hither, and I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters." And the many waters are the 10 countries. The 10. You see what I'm saying? You get it? Like you see, and because when you look at NATO and the EU, basically they were originally came from 10 countries and they broke off into more countries. Like for example, all those Slavic countries, like I'm not, don't quote me, but like Kazakhstan, Yugoslavia, all those countries were like together and they broke apart. I'm not an expert on that, but more or less that's what NATO was. Okay, those are the members of NATO. Okay, Salakia. It says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest are the 10 kings which have received no kingdom as yet, but received power, because like I said, they lived deliciously, committed fornication with the whore. They drink up that democracy. They drink up all they benefit off, they ship their goods over here. They live in good off of the whore, man. Okay? And it says, these have one mind and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. These shall make war with the Lamb. Who is the Lamb? Yahushai, who you guys ignorantly call Jesus Christ. And the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is Lord of lords and King of kings. And they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. Who is that? The 144,000, the elect. Okay? The men that are pushing this truth. But the main point is in 16. That's why I wanted to get straight to the point. And it says, and he has said unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the whore sitteth are peoples, exactly, and multitudes and nations and tongues. Because that's what the whore, that's his strength, man. You see, the whore gets his power from that. It feeds off of all those nations, all those people, you know. And it says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. And that's what you're seeing. Everybody turn. That's why they ain't paying up, That's why they're not paying up. It says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. And that's ultimately what's going to happen, man. They're going to shoot missiles over here. And that being said, let's jump. That's what I'm trying to wrap it up, because I got another video. I don't want to make it too long. I got another video that I want you to see. Like I said, these are the times. We in war times, man. It says, this Salak, and let me give a shout out to this brother, because this is where I got the video from. All right, because they don't put this stuff on the regular news, man. Okay, this is from GMS Solemn Assembly too. And like I said, GMS is where the truth is, man. Starting with Apostle Tahar on down. All the apostles and all the elders and all the brothers out here pushing this truth, man. Let's let this video run, and then I jump into Isaiah, okay, and then I'll wrap it up. This is kind of long. Hopefully it's edifying, Like I said, I do my videos for your elect anyway, man. You don't want to watch the video, you scoffer, turn the shit off, man. World War III update. You may start the war, but we will end it. Soleimani warns Trump. All right? That's it. Here we go.
Major General Qasem Soleimani, the commander of the Quds Force. Major General Qasem Soleimani, the commander of the Quds Force of Iran's Islamic Revolution Guards Corps, has warned the United States against making bellicose threats against Tehran.
You threaten us with unprecedented consequences? 17 years ago, you invaded Afghanistan with 110,000 soldiers and hundreds of warplanes and helicopters to topple the Taliban. But now you are begging for negotiations with the Taliban. What the hell have you done? You are threatening us? I will stand against you. Our nation has been through very tough times before. You may start the war, but we will end it.
Wow.
We are
right there. He said, you will look, Esau, it ain't looking good for you, It ain't looking good, Esau. I'm gonna jump back in the video, but it ain't looking good, Esau. Okay, it's Isaiah 14:9. It says, hell from beneath is moved for thee, to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It hath raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of the vials. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? And that's you goddamn devils, man. Starting with you goddamn Rothschilds, you oligarchs, man. Okay? Come hither, and I will show thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters, man. It's one theme throughout the scriptures, man. Esau versus Jacob, man. Yasharallah is Jacob. Esau is the so-called white man, man. The spiritual, the physical counterpart to the spiritual demon Satan, man. Okay? Okay, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I wonder who that's talking about. And that makes you think about Obadiah. Go read Obadiah. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, and I will exalt my throne above the stars of Yahweh. And that's not only talking about your so-called space stations. That's talking about us. We are the stars of Yahweh. Okay? And you try to exalt yourself above us, man. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. This is the main point that I wanted to get. Verse 16, they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? Salakia, Bear with me. Verse 17. That made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the houses of his prisoners. All the kings of the nation, even all of them, lie in glory, every one in his own house. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden down under foot. This is verse 21. It says, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the faces of the world with cities. For I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name, and remnant, and son, and nephew, saith the Lord. I will make it a possession for the bittern and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the bosom of destruction, saith the Lord of hosts. And that's the missiles, man. And that's what's ultimately going to happen, man. This place is going to get destroyed. Let's jump back into this video, man. Because these nations ain't taking it no more, man. They ain't taking it no more, man. They ain't looking too good for you, Esau. You shaking other people down for money. They bucking up against you.
Negotiations with the Taliban. What the hell have you done?
What the hell have you done, Esau?
I will stand against you. Our nation has been through very tough times before. You may start the war, but we will end it. We are all ready to stand up against you.
Soleimani advised U.S. President Donald Trump to consult with former American military and intelligence officials before making anti-Iran threats. The Iranian commander said that Washington should learn lessons from its fiasco in Iraq and Afghanistan as part of its so-called war on terror. Soleimani was speaking days after President Hassan Rouhani and Donald Trump traded warnings. The bellicose rhetoric between the two countries has been ramped up since Trump reinstated sanctions against the Islamic Republic. Over the weekend, U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo once again said that Washington wants other countries to stop importing Iranian oil. Now from Tehran, I'm joined by Mustafa Khoshesh, who's a journalist and political commentator. Good to see you. We just heard that this bellicose the warnings by two sides have been going on for just recently, over the past week, we can say. It got kind of escalated. Trump threatening, making threats against Iran, and then President Rouhani.
Things are turning up,
today
man.
we had Commander.
Nothing is getting calmer, man. Just like the weather's heating up, this thing is turning up, man.
That the United States has been moving on a course towards demise.
Wow.
And this is not just a claim.
Wow.
This has been a fact. It's a long time that the United States has been moving on a course towards demise.
Wow.
And this is not just a claim. Time that the United. Thanks for having me. It's a long time that the United States has been moving on a course towards demise. And this is not just a claim, and this has been a fact. Admitted and acknowledged.
He said it's not a claim, it's a fact. It's a fact, yes. A fact backed up by the scriptures. That you guys think is man, you think it's a game, man. Call lawyer, how about Shimmy Hawashai, man? We almost out of here, man. The nations, man. Let the weak say I'm strong, man. They getting tired of your shit, Esau. Everybody, they getting tired of your shit, man. Your skirt is being lifted. That thigh is being made
What's
bare.
your comments on this?
Hello, and thanks for having me. It's a long time that the United States has been moving on a course towards demise. And this is not just a claim, and this has been a fact admitted and acknowledged by a large number of thinkers in the West. But apparently, the United States has not come to realize or come along with this fact, and it has not changed its...
As the people, man. As in the days of Noah, man. You guys over here don't really get it. You think it's a game, man. You don't realize how the world is looking at you. You know? You under that, drunk with that fornication, man. Under that witchcraft, man.
The United States has not come to realize or come along, but apparently the United States has not come to realize or come along with this fact, and it has not changed its dialogue and literature accordingly. That's why the United States is repeating the same old mistakes that George Bush did, actually.
The same thing I always say. If you study like you're supposed to study history, like the scriptures say, the things before times are written for our learning and edification. I'm paraphrasing, okay? But if you study history, this devil is not that intelligent, man. He's the basis of men. He does the same thing over and over. The same thing over and over. There's no new thing under the sun. Only thing technology advances, but it's the same old tricks, the same old moves, the same old chess moves over and over. He's predictable. That's why we know we on to you, Esau. We watching you. You played out, man. You done. You through. You through. You've had your run.
Short of war, of course, and military action, but the literature and discourse is the same. They don't know that, according to the present strategy that has been adopted, if it can be called a strategy by the United States president, they are trying to raise the stakes in order to, give some impetus and some kind of motivation to the foes and rivals in order to go for talks and negotiations and for new deals with Donald Trump. But this doesn't work.
He's trying to be a bully. The pride of thine heart have deceived thee, thou that dwelleth in the clefts of the rock.
With regard to Iran, and Donald Trump needs to study the past actions and behavior towards Iran.
Like I said, the past. You can't know where you're going if you don't know where you came from. You have to study the past. History repeats itself.
To study the past actions and behavior.
Y'all could go watch this video yourself. Like I said, I'm gonna shut it down, man. With that, hopefully it was edifying. Like I said, Esau, it ain't looking too good for you, man. It ain't looking too good for you, man. Oh man, like I said, started back with this. We're running back with this one here. UN running out of cash, urges members to pay up. He's trying to shake people down, man. He need money for that Space Force. I ain't even gonna play the video. Anyway, with that, I'm gonna say shalom. Hopefully it's edifying. Keep pushing. We almost out of here, man.